What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Grimlock, and I'll be showing you guys how to survive as an Elemental Shaman in the first season of Dragonflight. I just want to say really quick, thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys shown in the last video about my lava burst guide. I have a little bit to touch on in this video, and also I'm going to be showing you guys a new build on the shaman side of things to kind of help you guys live a little bit better and a little bit more consistently at least. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Thanks. So first things first, guys, we are going to show you the new and improved lava burst build. So on the elemental side of things here, we are going to be taking elemental equilibrium instead of echo chamber. I just think it's a lot better for how the game plays right now. It's easy to track. Obviously echo chamber you don't have to track, but this applies to every bit of damage you are doing now. So your earth shocks, your primordial wave, your lightning lasso, every single bit of damage you're doing applies through elemental equilibrium, which is actually pretty crazy. So I'm going to give you guys a little example of that here. So basically, in order for elemental equilibrium to proc, as the tooltip says, we have to cast a direct fire spell, a direct earth spell, and a direct frost spell, all within 10 seconds of each other. So in order to do that, I'm going to show you guys, we're casting our fire spells now. So, just like we were doing when we burst, we're going to cast Frost Shock. Now, the next Earth Shock I do will proc my Elemental Equilibrium. So I'm going to proc it right now. You can see I'm already hitting for over 70Ks right now, 60K. I'm going to hit an Earth Shock here, 53K non-crit. Now, that crit would have been over 150K, just to give you guys an example of the amount of damage you can actually do, all because of your Elemental Equilibrium. Moving on to the shaman side of things here, we changed up quite a bit in order to increase our survivability. So we are getting rid of go with the flow altogether. I think the 15 seconds off of Spirit Walk isn't important enough to sacrifice 2 of my points. I also get rid of Spirit Walker's Grace, and I get rid of Spirit Walker's Aegis, and the reason being is I actually don't cast enough with this build to logically go Spirit Walker's Grace. Most of the time, I'm getting so many procs that I'm literally just not even casting things hard out in the game, so I don't think it's actually necessary anymore, which is great. I mean, I prefer this style build anyways, and I prefer not to have to deal with casting. So realistically, we're going to sacrifice those points, I don't take Brimming with Life. If I did before in the previous guide, I don't actually remember, but I did test this quite a bit. It's pretty good having an extra 8% health. It's almost like having a fort buff all the time. But instead, now I go Elemental Warding. 4% damage reduction on magic is huge. This applies to Shadow Strikes from sub-rogues. It applies to Assassination bleeds, poisons, not bleeds, sorry. It applies to Demon Hunter damage. It applies to Frost Death Knight damage, Unholy Death Knight damage. It applies to so many different things that you don't even think of that do magic damage. It also applies to other Elemental Shamans for that sake. We also take Healing Stream Totem. Healing Stream Totem does benefit from Primordial Fury. So my Healing Stream in PvP combat, most of the time, it can crit for over 13k. It normal hits for 5k every single 2 seconds, but it can crit for over 13k, which is very good. I take Swelling Currents, which makes it so that every single time I cast a Healing Stream Totem, it increases the next healing surge next 3 healing surges by 25%. Now that stacks with my Focused Insight, and it stacks with my Refreshing Waters. It also stacks with Swelling Waves. So what this means is if I, for instance, were to pop everything here, and I go to cast a healing surge, this healing surge can non-crit for 72k, can non-crit for upwards of 82k even if you get lucky with some things. You can also NS into it, and with Swelling Waves proccing, you're going to be getting these massive heals coming in, which is crazy. You can honestly take Nature's Swiftness, which is what I do here. That's a new part of the build here. When you take Nature's Swiftness, every minute you're basically just guaranteeing yourself, if you proc everything properly and you Nature's Swiftness, guaranteeing yourself a massive heal. You can get up to 50% of your health off of an instant cast every single minute, and the great part about this is you can use this on a teammate. So if a teammate needs health, you can heal them for probably about 35% of their health, but 35% every single minute on a teammate is an incredible utility. The other thing we take is Ancestral Guidance. Now this is a 2-minute cooldown, so I'm a little iffy on it, but it also duplicates the amount of damage we do as well as healing. So if I plan on bursting and my team is taking a lot of damage, or if I can completely counteract that by just doing a lot of damage back. So I just do a massive amount of damage. You see the amount of healing going out right now. I mean, I can do upwards of, you know, I can do a lot of healing on my allies here, purely through Ancestral Guidance, which is an amazing tool. The only problem with this is it only lasts 10 seconds, so there's a very small window that you have to get out all this damage and healing in, and it's a 2-minute cooldown, which is really slow in the way the game plays right now. The game is very fast-paced, which is also why I'm a little iffy on Earth Elemental. Having a 5-minute cooldown is a little rough, but Earth Elemental is just really good right now. So, with that being said, I do take Ancestral Guidance. I can swap it for Earth Shield. Earth Shield is also good because it just flat out increases your healing done to somebody by 20%, and it's consistent. It's way more consistent than Ancestral Guidance. So I think depending on the team comp I'm playing against, depending on how much crowd control they have too, because if I get crowd control during Ancestral Guidance, it's completely wasted. I'll probably go Earth Shield. Like if I'm fighting a rogue, for instance, I'll probably go Earth Shield over Ancestral Guidance. Just more logical. They can Cloak of Shadows my damage off, so I won't get the burst healing from that. I can still heal myself, but it's just not worth the 25% increased healing when I can just get this, and this is always going to increase my healing by 20%. So just make sure you can swap in between these two things depending on what team comp you're playing against, okay? Another point I want to show you guys is I don't take Hex with this current build, but if you need Hex or you would rather take Hex, just get rid of Spirit Walk. It's not worth it compared to Hex. Hex is very good, and versus caster comps, you're going to need Hex to prevent them from casting as frequently as they normally do. Versus melee comps, Spirit Walk might be a little bit better. It's up to you guys there. If you do take Hex, however, you might not want to take Winds of Al Akir, as this only increases your bonus movement speed by 10% with Ghost Wolf, which isn't too necessary. The only reason I really take Winds of Al Akir is to get Spirit Walk. Instead, you can probably just sacrifice this, go Hex, get the improved Hex, which reduces its cooldown down a lot, and take Brimming with Life, which Brimming with Life is, like I said before, basically a non-dispellable fort buff, which is an amazing, amazing tool. Alrighty guys, now that you know what the build is like, I am going to show you how to utilize it really quickly. I'm going to show you some clips of me and my wife utilizing this build to stay alive. I'm going to show you how to use your Thunderstorm properly so that you can stay out of crowd control. That's really important. Also, I'm going to show you guys how to use Thunderstorm to trap people into Static Field Totem. It's super important for kiting away from melee cleaves and not getting like completely flustered when they jump on top of you. It's really, really hard, especially when, you know, there's a warrior and a death knight just tunneling you down. It's super easy to die and just not be able to do anything. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit on how to deal with that. I'm going to voice it over for you guys here in a second. Thank you. Alrighty guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of a fake duel here. My wife here is playing Holy Paladin, and she's going to give me a little Hodge here, and you're going to see my trigger discipline on my Thunderstorm. So she Hodges me here. Now I don't Thunderstorm immediately. The reason being is I'm waiting for any further crowd control to happen, because if I Thunderstorm too early, she's still going to be able to get off that crowd control. So I wait, she casts Repentance, immediate Thunderstorm to interrupt that Repentance. She can't cast while moving in the air. That gives me 2 seconds of this Hodge to get out before she has the time to cast another Repentance. By the time she starts casting another Repentance, I'm out of the Hodge here, and I can Wind Shear it to interrupt her. Now this saves me 8 seconds of crowd control I have to sit in after the Hodge, which is hugely important for me to be in the fight constantly, be able to not have to deal with sitting in crowd control. This works for Restoration Shamans as well, so utilize this in both terminologies. And this doesn't just apply to Holy Paladins too, this applies to Restoration Druids, as they can bash you, they can rake stun you into a Hodge, or into a Cyclone, sorry. So, again, save your Thunderstorms for when they're about to cast something on you. This works for Warlocks. They'll Shadow Fury you into a fear. If they stand on top of you when they go to cast that fear, Thunderstorm them away. Gives you time to get that tremor out. Gives you time to interrupt it. Gives you time to ground these types of things. So this is super important to time your Thunderstorms properly. It'll save you cooldowns and it'll save you time. So moving on to our second reason why we hold Thunderstorm. So versus melee cleaves specifically like TSG, which is Warrior Death Knight, or against Demon Hunters, or against anything that will train you down like Survival Hunter maybe, you're going to make sure you're going to want to save that Thunderstorm for a very crucial moment. Now don't just spam this the second you get Storm Bolted or Asphyxiated, because in the time that you're Asphyxiated or time that you're Storm Bolted, they're going to get right back on top of you, and it's not saving you that much time or trouble. The only time you would ever Thunderstorm the second they land on, like a Storm Bolt, is if you have no cooldowns and they have full cooldowns and you just need that break and damage. Now in this clip I'm going to show you how to utilize it. As you can see here, I'm dueling my wife again. She's going to get Thunderstormed away from me, and the second she gets Thunderstormed, I'm going to place a static field totem just like that. So the reason why I do this is if a warrior instinctively, the second you Thunderstorm them away, they're going to charge you, they're going to heroic leap to you, they're going to try to get to you in any way possible. A Demon Hunter might fell rush to you. They're going to do anything to get to you because they know that you just separated them by this massive distance. Their focus is not on the static totem, and they don't even realize it. And most of the time, warriors are going to charge straight into you, and they're going to get pulled straight back to that static field totem. They're going to heroic leap to you, they're going to get pulled right back. So they're just wasting those abilities outright, which is giving you this massive distance. It also allows you to earth grab totem them right after into, say, a capstun, anything like that, possibly maybe capstun them into a hex, maybe capstun them into a lightning lasso, just further extend that stun duration. You never know, whatever will keep you alive in the moment. So I'm going to just let this clip play out. You can see she's running into the static field over and over again, getting gripped back into the center, and it's just letting me pummel her. This is exactly the way you want to use your Thunderstorms versus melees. Do not Thunderstorm the second you get stunned. It's not worth it. So that is it, guys. That is our build, and that is your options, at least for survivability here. I'm going to show you some clips coming up of me playing this build in Battlegrounds in some arenas. Now it's the start of the season, so I haven't gotten to play too many arenas. My team hasn't been on, but I promise as the season goes on, there will be plenty of arena content coming out and plenty of Battleground content coming out as well. I'll be testing new builds. I actually have one in the works right here, a little Stormkeeper build, so I will let you guys see that in the future. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy the clips, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Make sure to like, subscribe, and like I said before, comment below with any questions you have at all about Elemental Shaman, or any classes for that matter I might know. Have a great day, guys. Alrighty guys, that is it for my video today. I really appreciate you guys watching. As always, thank you so much. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below with any questions you may have. And again guys, thank you so much for all the love and support on the last build. I promise you I'm going to release another build soon. I love making different builds, and this next one seems pretty crazy. Way higher single target damage, a little bit more setup, but I think you guys will like it, and I'll probably post that here in a couple of days. So again, thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, please comment them below, and I'll see ya. Bye. Yeah, you know. Oh, double 100Ks back to back, bro. This build is just disgusting.